Good evening, everyone. Iman,
Hmm? Yes.
you're on mute.
No, I'm not on mute.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm not sure why I can't see you though.
I can see you.
It's probably my hood net. I was trying to use my phone. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Iman?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. So, can you see me clear? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I be having internet issues and we're streaming from my and see there you go. So, good evening, everyone. We are here this evening for anyone that's never been here before. So we have this platform in order to talk about adverse childhood experiences. So adverse childhood experience is basically in 1995 through 97, Kaiser and the CDC did a study on 17,800 HMO members. So they did this study to figure out the underlying cause of the chronic illnesses. So through this study, they figured out that chronic illnesses like diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, arthritis, cancer, heart disease was all linked to toxic stress. And those toxic stress factors came from the indicators from childhood experience. So they came up with these 10 indicators. The 10 indicators are for adverse childhood experience is physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical neglect, emotional neglect, domestic violence, mental illness of a household, of someone in the household, separation of a parent due to incarceration, divorce, or separation, and then substance abuse. So they came up with all these indicators, and then they have a questionnaire that you can take in order to see how many of these indicators that you have in your life. So, Iman, do you remember the score of yours?
I think mine was a 9.
Okay. And see, mine was a 6.
Hmm.
So, and they figure when you have 4 or more of these indicators that you are at a high risk of getting a chronic illnesses. So tonight, being a person that has so many indicators and deal with adverse childhood experience, I wanted to share with everyone, some self-care tips and ways of healing because of course I'm going through my healing process of trying to heal myself through my trauma. And it has been a very interesting and wonderful experience for myself. I see a lot of change in myself. I I do a lot of self-regulation and self-awareness a lot at times. So, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself for even taking the steps in order to deal knowing that I have an issue. So that's the first thing is being aware. Being aware that you do have a problem, right? And wanting to heal that problem or solve those problems without being in denial about them. So I've been in therapy for over 4 years now. So I've been in therapy over 4 years now. My abuse started at the age of 5. And it is so, I guess, intriguing how much we suppress, right? How much we suppress of different issues that we deal with um, growing up and everything with our traumas, how we can suppress it and everything. But what made me realize that I had a serious, or what it was affecting me, I have relationship anxiety really, really bad. And with that relationship anxiety, I do a lot of self sabotaging, a lot of toxic behaviors. Um, and I wanted to change. I just wanted to change. I wanted to change and do better for myself and also for my children. So I ended up seeing that I had an issue and I'm working on doing that. So, like I said, I've had therapy for the last 4 years. And it has been very helpful because I've also was dealing with postpartum depression. So I'm dealing with postpartum depression with I think arise a lot of the issues that I had as far as dealing with my trauma. So I definitely, so these are the things. Oh, I think arise a lot of the issues. So going through therapy, right, is one thing that I did, and then also something. So I'm very into astrology, right? So I'm into astrology. I deal with Jamila. Don't laugh at me. I am really trying. She is childish, but I got my birth chart ready, right? Am I too loud, Iman?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know we in the same. So we in Miami, for those that don't know. So I don't know, girl. You should be here anyway. So we in Miami, and so we have to, make adjustments in order to broadcast. And I want to share this because Jamila, I'm very proud of her. She's graduating from her leadership program. So I'm very proud of her this evening. So I think she'll be on later on. But by myself, I go through therapy. So I've been going through therapy for the last 4 years, and I recommend anybody that is considering therapy, right? Make sure you choose someone that you vibe with, that you have good energy with. I choose people that look like me. So I like women and I like black women. So those are the doctors that I choose. Even though I've had other doctors, I had male doctors and a Caucasian female doctor before, but I didn't feel like we were relatable, right? So I ended up choosing someone that fit best for me, and I went through 4 different therapists before I found the right one that fit for me, that we could just relate to. And when you're able to talk to someone, and I just love my therapist because it'd be so interesting. They start telling me their problems sometimes. They be so relaxed and so safe with me that they start sharing their stories with me, right? And then we just have this relatable dialogue, and it's just so safe and so healing, right? So that's what I enjoy. So like now in therapy that I have, I'm going through a process called EMDR. So it's eye movement desensitization, desensitization. Sorry, I have a tongue tied, and processing therapy. So basically, it's the eye movement. We sit there. I have a safe chest. I have a area that I'm able to. I sit there with my eyes closed, and we go over different different traumatic situations within my life, right? And when something arises that doesn't feel safe to me, I have a chest that I'm able to put these items into, right? So, and then this whole therapy has helped people recover from post traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and panic disorders. And I feel like I've been doing really good with it. I definitely enjoy it. Um, it has definitely, like I said earlier, it's interesting how we suppress so many things, right? How we suppress so many things of our traumatic events without even realizing it. And like for myself, I didn't know that my trauma started at the age of 5 until I went through a process. I got my birth chart read. So I ended up getting my birth chart read, and birth chart it is very interesting. Your birth chart tells you everything about. So it's your birthday and the time that you was born, and you read it, and it just tells you everything, like everything about yourself, like so many things about yourself. Like for myself, I was gonna have this experience that affects me when I get older as a child, a sexual experience that happens to me, and then I need to get organized. So I'm a person that I need routine and organization within my life, and that's what it says in my birth chart. So um, I'm never satisfied. So I learned that for myself, especially when it comes to my relationships and having patience in my relationships, um, and even dealing with the anxiety that I have with incidents from my past relationship. I was in a long relationship, 20 years, and I finally left it alone. And then I've just been doing me. But then I ended up trying to, I guess, date, right? So trying to date, right? So we think that dating, I don't know. How long do you think, Iman, that you should wait after getting in a long relationship in order to date?
Don't ask me that. Um, I think it just depends. I mean, who puts a date on? I mean, you can't really put a date on those things. I don't think you can. But that's my opinion. I think that when you feel like you're okay to move on, like you've let go of the bitterness and you're actually really happy. You're happy that you're not in the relationship anymore. You're happy that okay, um, it ended. It just wasn't for me. They weren't for me, and you're just okay with them being with other people or them just moving on, and okay with being without them because you be with someone for so long or you deal with something for so long, it becomes a habit, it becomes comfortable, and then you get used to it. But then when you separate from it, it's a process of not having it anymore, coming to terms with things. I think that once you, again, number one, come to terms with that it's no longer happening, that you're okay with being without them, without the relationship, then you can move on. Whether it takes you a day, a week, a month, a year, or two, I think that you have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with yourself and not be bitter and be bitter and angry. You don't want to move on to the
Right.
next situation and be bitter and angry about the past relationship. You have to be okay, with it. But I think it really depends on what your process is. Everybody has a healing process in different times and deal with things. If you've been through things a lot, you become, good at healing, right? You're like, okay, I know this is this, I know this is that, okay, boom. And then you'll start setting boundaries in the next relationship. And if, in the next relationship, somebody crossed that boundary, then it's like easy to say, deuces, okay, I'm gone, and then you're okay going
Basically,
on.
being able to accept things for the way that they are, right? So being
Hmm.
able, that's what I get from it. Is that what you think that
Yeah,
you're
just
saying?
being to accept it and, have discernment and be okay with the outcome of things and know that you have to hold yourself accountable, right? For what you did to make the relationship go wrong. Okay, this person did this too, but what did I do and what could I have done better? Okay, cool. It didn't work. So then when you go into the next relationship, you don't be so stuck on what the person that if this person is going to do the same thing, you just be
Right.
more focused on you making sure that you don't carry those same behaviors that you did, because then if you go on and you know that you've changed and that end up happening, the same thing that end up happening in your past relationship happens in your present, then you know that it's not you, that you just choose to pick the same type of person again. And you have to just take a deep breather and just take it again, take it for what it is, and just like, okay, this is not for me. And there's be more kinder or understanding about the situation, not going further than that.
Okay. I can get that. I can definitely get that. I feel like it's me. I
And the most times it is us. So think about this.
Right.
With us, we acknowledge it, right? And the other
Right.
person, but the other person has to acknowledge that it's them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If it's them,
Right.
they
Right.
have to acknowledge that it's them. So we can't go and say, we can't say that, oh, it's that person, it's that person. Yeah, it might just be them, but they have to take,
Right.
accountability, acknowledge that they are a problem, they are the
Right.
problem, or they're going to have that same thing going on in their relationship. So you have to know that if you feel like you're the problem, if you feel that that there are some things about yourself that could trigger a person or sabotage your relationship, then it's like, hey, you have to really step back and do some looking in the mirror and saying, okay, let me adjust this. People don't think that people want them to change. No, just adjust it, because if I'm a certain way, you're a certain way, learn my love language. Learn how I like to be loved, how I like to be cared for, and then learn your partner's love language, how they love to be, because it's two totally different things. Y'all could have some things similar out of the five, but two maybe totally completely different. And you have to learn how to give the way that a person can receive it. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Right.
But people have to learn that. I think counseling doesn't just come in marriages. I think relationships you may need some counseling too if you decide that you want to be with that person. Friends, family, and whoever. I think counseling is always good.
I wonder sometimes if it's a control dynamic. We try to have so much control over what goes on in our lives, right? We want to have controls. We have these expectations of how people should treat us. We feel like, we treat people a certain way, so we expect that back in return. But without realizing that, at times that they're not able to. That's one thing that I said, like, after that relationship, I waited maybe like 2-3 months before I started talking to somebody else. Amazing person. Ended up self-sabotaging that relationship, right? That friendship before it even sparked. And we had a great connection. And it's unfortunate, like, I mean, yeah, I got cut off real bad. And I don't blame the person, right? But I am learning that it is a lot to do with me, right? I have a lot of behavior that I do. I'm a brat. I'm a spoiled brat, right? So I'm very spoiled. I expect certain things to happen for myself. And I'm pretty sure this has a lot to do with my trauma, right? I was reading the book Attachment, and I am an avoidance attachment person. So basically, if I don't, like, I attack, like, I want that person, but if they don't do what I want them to do, then okay, I'm gone, right? I don't have to put up with this. I'm gone. So that's what I do. I avoid. I don't. But I'm learning. I'm learning not to do that, right? So I'm learning not to do that, and I would suggest shadow work, right? So shadow work is something that I definitely enjoy doing. And I did it a few years back when I was first going through my postpartum depression. And then this situation that I was just recently in, that it made me go back to it again. So for those that don't know what shadow working is working with your unconscious mind to uncover the parts of yourself that you repress and hide from yourself. So this includes the trauma or parts of your personality that you subconsciously consider undesirable. So in more times, I feel like shadow work, like, remember the cartoons when they would have the little shadow walking on the side and the shadow was like misbehaving and different things of that sort? So that shadow person, that is you, right? That's a part of you. That's the misbehaving part. That's the pettiness. That's the toxic part. The anger, different things that are a part of us. But through shadow work, it's 63 different exercises that you do in order to heal from that, right? To heal yourself. So it's like It helps you identify you playing yourself small. It helps identify you being a sabotager. It helps you identify the negative and positive parts of yourself. Emotional suppression, we do the hot button, what causes us to react and pop off the way that we do. Family members, how we react to family members and everything. And then, but it also teaches you like how to do a self-love letter for yourself, right? How to do your self-care for yourself. So that's what I enjoy about shadow work. And if anybody like interested in as far as the journey, as far as the journal, you can put your email in the comments, and I'll email it to you. It's a very good journal that I'm happy that I have. And then another other things that I do as far as with my these are my two favorite go-to books.
Mm-hmm.
I do these every.
What's the name of them?
It is Acts of Faith by Ariana Van Zandt, and then One Day My Soul opened up. And then One Day My Soul opened up, so it's a 40-day, it's like a journal. So it's 40 days or 40 nights. But what I do, I read this, so I read, because this is daily. So this is daily, so I read whatever date this is, and then I just flip on whatever chapter I end up being on this, and just reflect on the story. So she has a bunch of different stories in here that's very enlightening, and of course it's for your spiritual strength and personal growth. And it's a story in there that I want to read to you that was very helpful. So the goal, I feel, as far as healing from your adverse childhood experience is, of course, to get more relaxed. So I'm a fight and flight person. I'm always ready to pop off. So that's why I do a lot of meditation. So I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of deep breathing. And my favorite go-to is just breathe in, just relax and just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, and just consciously say that in your mind while doing the breathing in order to calm myself down. Because I do flare and I am ready to
And see, that's where I think that's where, when you know that you're about to pop off, that's where you have to start doing your deep breathing. That's where you have to be conscious.
Self-regulating. You got to self-regulate.
So you have to start you. So when you do that, remember how you always say about, okay, if we speak that, and if we say we're this and we'll say we're that, then that's what we are. If you have to start deep breathing. You have to change saying that, oh yeah, I'm ready to pop off, and change it to, oh yeah, I'm calm. I'm calm, and I can actually have that conversation and take a deep breath in, because you can cut a person. I mean, you can cut them without popping off and being like this. Oh, yeah. You can actually, definitely cut them without having that, because that's messing with you, and that's messing with your heart when you have to when you react like that,
But you don't see any change in me?
No, I do. No, okay. I do. I'm not saying that I don't, but we still have some work some more work to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, I mean, I know that I've done a lot of work, and I know that I think that my emotions come from not being able to really say what I really, really want to say, because I'm very, very mindful now of people's feelings, because in the past it would be, I just say what's on my mind, and I'm like super blunt about things. So I just, not necessarily hold things in, but I just really try to be mindful with not saying things to offend people or even getting upset about certain things. So I'll go to myself, or just not answer the telephone, or just be like, hey, I love you, but let me call you back, because I might not be feeling the person that's calling me, or I just had, a moment, I just need time to go be to myself and pray, because things do hurt us, regardless of how much we pop off and how verbal we may get. Things bother us, and we continue
Right.
to
Who that is, but hey.
we continue to hold those things in, and when we hold them in, then we're ready to explode at moment's notice, right? When we finally get angry with the person or whatever the situation, and then we have these outbursts. But again, that comes with, like I said, with having discernment and being okay with whatever situation. I know that when I'm having a bad day or something doesn't go my way, I know how it makes me feel. And all I want to do is, I'm not even going to lie, just lay down and just pray and just talk to God, because I know that it's nothing that I can do to change it as much as I would like to, but in a sense you can, because if you go and you just be still and you just pray and you manifest, right, like you've taught me, right, and you just go and you just give it to God and you just let him do it, I'm telling you it does. But you have to be consistent, because those days that I wasn't consistent, and haven't been consistent at talking to him every single day, not just because I want something to happen, my day doesn't go well, and then something ends up happening, and then what am I doing now? Right back laying down, writing my affirmations and praying to him to make what I want to happen. But again, that's what God wants us to do too. He wants us to just come to him, in our time of need. But those are things that we have to get comfortable with doing and being okay with doing, and not running to people first, not popping off first, not getting angry first, but just like, okay, I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm about to go over here and I'm about to get into my space, and I'm about to start. Let me go, y'all. I'm gonna have to get off right now. I gotta go get
No, you're not. That's avoidance, right? So that's avoidance, one. And then so that's avoidance, right? So now you're avoiding.
Is your face stuck? Oh, your face is stuck.
Because she got that good light over there, and we got some horrible light.
It's okay, girl. I'm still shining through.
What happened?
But let me tell you, Iman, so that also sounds like routine. Like you need to have that routine in order to have that function. And devotion every morning, talking to God, is definitely important. It's definitely important.
Definitely important to me, for sure.
Her day, period. Especially like when I get upset with Jamila and everything, right?
Right. Right. Excuse me, ma'am. Don't come on being on your phone. Okay, you're late.
She responded. I am so proud of her that she did not bite off that.
Congratulations, Jamila, on your graduation today. Sorry we couldn't be there, but congratulations. We need your undivided attention here, sister.
Yeah, no, because I'm sharing it. I like to. It's just certain things that I do.
You didn't make it shareable on the thing, so I couldn't get to it.
Yes, it is shareable. No, you have to go on your Facebook page, and that's how you share it. You share it from Facebook.
Oh, that's how you laughed at me, because I forgot about sharing that. But it's okay. No. We here.
No, it's all good. So what y'all talk about?
Yeah. Most definitely. So I was just discussing about basically about self-care, about healing. And in order to get through your childhood experience, one thing that I found as far as doing research, I love that there is PCEs. It's positive childhood experiences. So, and it's 7. Ooh, who was that?
It's what? It's 7 of what?
It's again. I'm glad you knew it was you.
What happened?
It's nothing.
What happened?
It's 7 of those indicators. So, would you like to know what those are?
Go for it.
Okay, so the first one is being able to share feelings, right? Being able for your children to come to you and share their feelings. And I feel like even with the younger kids, teaching them about, the feeling chart, because a lot of times we feel like, okay, well, how are you feeling today? And then it's a good or bad. No, teaching them how to directly say how they're feeling. If they're feeling exhausted or overwhelmed or, happy, sad. So those are very important as far as letting children be able to come to family in order to have that dialogue with them. The second one is feeling supported by family during difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel,
I can see that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I feel like that basically means whatever difficult time that they're having is being able to validate, yes, they're going through this. Don't just, dismiss it as anything, because a child needs to be safe, needs to be safe. So 3 is enjoying participation in community traditions. So children need to have participation in community traditions. So, and that makes me think about you, that what you're doing and what I enjoy what you was doing on Saturday, even though we're making it a community tradition, right? We've been going on since how many months now?
Since March.
Since March with the cleanup.
It don't seem like it's been that long, but since March. March was the first.
It seemed like it's been longer than that.
We might do it 2 months, and that's say like Juneteenth, right? Juneteenth.
Right.
Okay.
But the kids definitely enjoy that, so that's good that you are making that, a community tradition for them to be a part of, because they definitely enjoy that and have that good time with that. And then fourthly is feeling a sense of belonging. So children want and look for a sense to belong somewhere. And then feeling supported by friends. And then having at least 2 non-parent adults who genuinely care, who they can go to. And then lastly is feeling safe and protected by an adult in their home. They need to have that safe space. So those are the 7 positive childhood experiences for kids. And those, even with kids experiencing trauma, those will help. Those will definitely help them.
I can see that. Like the 5 critical needs of a child. No, for real. It's like, they just been very
No,
specific.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, I thought you was trying to be funny or something. What's up, Iman? Don't get quiet now. Don't be quiet now.
I'm taking notes, girl.
You was on here talking earlier. I saw
you. Wicked witch. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm about to get off anyway, though.
Hey, you guys, thank you for joining us.
No, for real, I'm tired. Y'all had a long day today.
Tired.
We all tired, sis.
Today it was cool. I seen Carol Fife, City Council in Oakland, and this other lady. Oh, that's bad. I can't remember her name. But I actually, I teach that class on Tuesday to mothers who have children in the child welfare system. And they had a celebration. I'm not trying to cut you off or nothing. They trying to start something where they I forget what she said the program is called. But anyways, to help provide permanent housing for women who are prostitute and homeless. And man, just to hear them women's story. And there was this one woman up there, her name was Joy. And man, she was talking about how she was everything. Like she was, she was prostituting. She was homeless. She was a drug addict. She was just sharing all her stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like she was dope. And she was like, she, criminal background, everything. And now she trains FBIs. So she was like, she ain't got no degree, no nothing. It's just crazy the way God uses. But she was just talking about support and stuff that people need and everything. But it was just a good program to have attended because, yes, a lot of mothers that are out here that are experiencing things that don't have, or children that don't have all those positive childhood experiences that end up in some tough situations, some tough adversities, and fall deep into certain things. And get recruited to become a prostitute or get recruited to, or it could be even as far as somebody drink being spiked or something, or putting something in somebody's weed or something. All right, y'all, have a good night.
What? You done for
You
this?
leaving us?
She did.
No, it's fine. Like, I'm okay. Like, what? She just came in as the manager to check and make sure.
Well, have
That
you
is
went over
so
everything you wanted to go over? Have you touched
Yeah, but I
everything?
want to give some care tips that I feel like that I do that
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like to share with people. So one thing that I definitely enjoy being a mother, right? So being a mother, we are extremely overwhelmed with a lot of things, and especially dealing with our kids' personalities and different things of that sort. And sometimes we need a break. I was one of those mothers that always needed to be with my kids, right? I would never, I would never leave my kids with nobody, hardly ever, except for like at work. I go to work to be at school, but I was so protective of my kids, and I know that that has to do a lot with my trauma. But now I be like, after the kids, right? So I'll be out. But one thing that I definitely do is like once a month, I suggest like if you're able to do it, go get you a hotel room. Go get you a hotel room. Go turn off your phone. As long as your kid, you know where your children stay safe and enjoy yourself and have some time to yourself. I used
Mm-hmm.
to so
I said, mm-hmm.
yeah, I used to so regret. You know me, I did not. I could hardly ever leave them. And if they want to come home, oh my gosh, I would leave at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, go get my kids. Like, I was
From
crazy.
where?
I remember one day, what you say?
I said from 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. From where?
I don't know, wherever they was at. Whenever Theory wants to come home, I would go pick him up and go get my baby, and he could come home. Even I did that with Rain. Rain, y'all ain't the only person. He don't be tripping. Y'all ain't don't be tripping. He be
You
like
trying to get
wherever
away
he at,
from you?
he be good. But Rain be like, come get me right now. And it was like 1 in the morning, and she stayed on the phone with me until I came and got her. But now I'm learning to, they in a safe area, they in a safe environment, like to go ahead and take that break for myself. Like us being gone this long, we're gonna be gone for a whole week. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, my baby, how is my baby doing? I'm sorry, how's my babies doing? Like I'm so concerned about them at times. So I was like, oh my god, how are they gonna survive without me? But they can actually survive without me. And I'm very thankful that I have given them, or God has blessed me to give them the skills that they need in order to survive. But so I suggest that get you a hotel room once a month if you're able to do it. Even if it's not once a month, if you're able to do it like once every month, and just run away and get you some me time. Take your break, turn off that phone if you're able to, and just relax. Another thing that I do for self-care, I enjoy jump roping. So I'm a jump roper. I like working out. Jump roping is one of my favorite things to do in order to get my heart rate up. So I enjoy jump roping. I enjoy working out, of course. I love strength training, even though it don't look like it. But that's okay because I've been eating a lot lately. But it's okay. I'll be back in the gym soon. It's just true. Even though it don't look like it. But that and then meditation. I love meditating. I do yoga with the kids as well. I meditate and do yoga with the kids. I'm excited because I'll be teaching some yoga classes to different kids now. So I'm super excited about that. And I'll let you guys that's watching know more about that as well. So once that end up starting up, so you can bring your babies down and come learn some yoga moves and learn how to meditate and it'll be helpful for them, definitely helpful for them. One thing that I enjoy as far as teaching meditation with my children, like I noticed my oldest son, he has test anxiety. So he gets very bad anxiety right before he has to take tests. So that's what made me really start meditating with him and giving him tools to do before he has to take a test. Because these schools think that these kids we want to take these tests. They don't even want to take these tests. And he has anxiety real bad about it. But I see improvement from it. Rain, she's 3 years old. She loves meditating. She knows when I'm about to flare, and she tells me, "Hey, you need to go meditate. Hey, go meditate. You need to go meditate." Huh?
I said that crazy rain.
She's my regulator. So that's my mini me, and she helps me self-regulate. One thing that I enjoyed a conversation earlier with a male friend that he told, we speak so much about emotional intelligence, but he had brought up emotional regulation, and it really dawned on me, like that really hit me because I am a very emotional person. I'm a very emotional person, and I'm gonna learn more about that emotional regulation because I get in my feelings real bad about certain things. I'm such a sensitive being, even though I look like a hard shell to crack. Like I'm very sensitive. I'm a very extremely emotional person, and yeah, I got to start regulating that because I do make a lot of decisions on my emotions. Even though I feel like I've been getting better with that, to take a deep breath and to think about it, but then sometimes I can definitely say that I don't. Sometimes I do be emotional and I be in my feelings and I make rational decisions at times. So it is what it is. But life is about learning. Every day is a learning process. Every day is a lesson. And if you think you know it all, I feel bad for you because that's definitely not true. What do you do for yourself, Carrie Mom?
Sleep. Sleep. No. For self-care, I shop.
You shop. Yeah, you have a shopping problem. Yes, I can definitely agree with that. I hope you find you a rich husband. I really do because you really do. You got a spending problem.
Okay, can we just hold on. Can I let you talk? Okay, you asked me. You were saying or any of that. We were
But
talking
that
about
was a
me.
traumatic event for me.
Could my therapy be my therapy? Your therapy is your therapy. You deal with how you do things, how you deal with things. I do too. So my thing is retail therapy sometimes, but I get what I need and sometimes what I want. But that's just something I like to do. I mean, I do. I like to get dressed and get cute and pepper myself, take a nice hot bath and do my skincare. Um, what else I like to do? I meditate. I got my book here waiting. Once we off, then I can go and I can do my own little meditation on what I like to do, and my prayer, and have my devotional before I go to bed because I've been getting my little whooping today, so I like to do that for self care so I can feel better, because I wasn't up to coming on tonight because I just didn't feel good, but I know like the outcome is great. This was amazing. And afterwards, it's going to be even better because I get to go talk to my father and, open my mind so I can hear him speaking to me, and tell me what I've done wrong or what I should do better. What else do I like to do? I like watching movies, just laying in my bed, putting my phone on do not disturb. Sorry, everyone who is offended by that. And just be to myself, Like honestly, that is like really my self-care. Just taking my bath, doing my skincare, pampering myself, retail therapy, and manifesting in devotional, and going into Bible plans on the Bible, and reading and feeding my soul, and that's pretty much it. And going to the beach when I can get there, when the weather ain't crazy out there, so I'm definitely gonna take advantage of it out here.
while we out here. Right.
Yeah,
One thing
so
that I can say, reflecting off what you're saying, as far as what you was just saying, that I feel like we need to learn how to allow ourselves grace. I don't think that we allow ourselves enough grace. Things that we go through in life, period. That especially that's not in our control. I know I'm definitely a person. I beat myself up a lot on different things. Like when I was stating earlier about I'm a problem. I know I'm a
well,
problem.
here's the thing though, right? I'm not gonna say that we can't give ourselves grace. And grace is not even really necessarily earned, but we God gives us grace, one, because he loves us and he knows us. But most importantly, we have to know when we're not doing what we are supposed to do, what we say that we're gonna do, right? Like we
Right,
say, we make God, I'm gonna do this. If you do this for me, I'm going to do this. And so when we don't do that and we don't uphold it, it's not necessarily even him punishing us or us not giving ourselves grace. It's just we didn't stick to our word of doing what we were supposed to do, because believe it or not, he is expecting for us to do just that, what we are supposed to do, right? Or at least even try. So I feel like the days that I have not done what he knows that I do and that I love doing, and I haven't done it, it's like you have no excuse. You're out here,
right,
living your life, doing what you want to do, and you're having fun and you're enjoying it, but you're not talking to me. That's one thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched Clash of the Titans, right? When
mhm.
God, when Perseus is supposed to be, Jesus, and what's his name? Zeus was supposed to be God the
Who's
Father,
the
right?
God?
And then
Mhm.
Hades was the
Is the
devil, and
devil.
then Kraken was the serpent or whatever, right? Was the devil pretty much
Mhm.
unleashing on the world, right? But what the most important thing, that Zeus wouldn't go to the people because the people weren't calling for him, right? We wouldn't. If you're not calling for God, if you're not, I mean, for the most part, he's always there. But if you're not coming to him and you're not putting it on him, he can't do the work for you. He knows, but he feels like you can handle that yourself. You got this. You, like, if you cannot come into me and putting your burdens on me, you think you can control it. Go ahead and try and see how that work out for you. So again, coming back to the few days that I have not been holding myself accountable to saying what I said that I would do, as long as he did, he continues to do what he does for me. And just, I mean, just be there. It's just I have to do the same thing, because again, he doesn't walk away from us, we walk away from him. So yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you fine. You fine. I was about to say that just has a lot. I think with honoring ourselves, when you
Mm-hmm.
say, when we say we're gonna do something but don't do it, or
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
not doing it, and that has a lot with honoring.
Because we have the power, and I don't know, I love talking about Christ, I love talking about um God, because we have the power, we have the same power. It's like, how can we be made in his image, how can we be his child, and
Right.
we don't have possess the same powers? So
Mhm.
again, my mind was going some other way. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it was going so many ways, and just thinking so many things and fighting a battle in my mind. Like, really, I could see it biting. Like, I'm thinking this, and then I'm like, oh, trying to think positive, and then I'm thinking this, and I'm steady thinking this, this crazy thought over here, but then I'm steady trying to think positive, and my mind is really battling with itself. But I know that I'm trying to be positive, but just the ways of the world, and just being so, like, I'm hoping this don't go wrong. I'm hoping this don't go this way. I'm hoping that this don't go this way.
Yeah.
Although over here we want it to go this certain way. But again, not talking to him and going to him and thinking that, oh, I could just fight these thoughts on my own. I can't. I just can't.
Well,
I just
also, do you think that we need to learn when we give it to him, give it to him? That's what
give it to him and leave it alone. And that's another thing.
But we go back reflecting on the same thing.
Because you know what? Here's the thing. He knows, like, I have a great relationship with God. Like, he knows that I'm spoiled. He knows that I want to, you know, I'm a sinner. I'm one of his biggest sinners, but he has so much mercy and gives me so much grace because, you know, one, I'm his child and he knows me and he knows my heart and he knows that I'm not malice about anything and that he spoils me so much because he gives me everything that I've asked for, right? But when I'm not coming to him or when I don't, and I'm not trusting him, that's showing him that I'm not trusting him, right? When I try to go, when I give it to him and then I meddle, I'm not trusting him to just do it. You know, because I'm meddling, I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to do, or I'm not just taking a breather and going and enjoying myself instead of laying and just being here waiting for him to do it. Did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? Checking my emails, you know? So once I do this tonight, I think I feel very, very much better because again, I haven't just really had that time, you know, with him since I've been here. And it's bothering me. You know, it's just like, and I know. So you guys, I'm about to be out, you know, because I got to come out.
We're about to end it anyway. So thank you for everyone that has joined us. I hope you guys have taken. I wish more people would share, you know, their self-care and what they do and different things to that aspect. But maybe that can be a different.
Here, Janice, share yours in the comments. So if we don't see them now, we'll see them later. Facebook user, whoever you are, the infamous Facebook user, share yours on what you do for self-care. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us on Bounceback Wednesday. I'm Fatimah Hanif.
Oh, I'm Fatimah Hanif. Oh, we didn't even introduce ourselves. Girl, look how nervous I was.
I was saying,
I'm saying, but the reason why I have to do this because I want to do this myself in order to share like different tips and everything because we all go through something. And one thing that I love is sharing. Like we have to learn how to share more because it's a lot of people that go through the same thing that we go through. And not saying that they would necessarily do the same thing that we do in order to heal. But it at least gives others ideas on different things to do. You know what I mean?
Right, a takeaway.
And then possibly something different to do. Oh, okay, well, I didn't think about doing that. You know, like Iman said that's Jamila said that's Jackie. So that's one thing. So I got to get comfortable with this. I've always said that, and I appreciate Jamila. I appreciate Jamila that she even asked us to come on this because I'm such a behind the scenes gene. I don't like this. Now I can make a video in a minute and talk to a video and record it and post it without a problem. But
you can do this too. You can do this too. You can do this too. You do this very well.
I can do this very well. Girl, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And sometimes we hold ourselves back. I just talked about the self-sabotaging, and sometimes a lot of our fears hold us back from a lot of things.
Absolutely. Get out your own way. You know, I never knew what that meant, right? To get out your own way till I was reading some stuff. I never knew what that meant. But it's like, get out of your own way, people. Yeah. We're going to end with this. Get out of your own way. Okay, step on the side of yourself, self-evaluate yourself, and allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to love, allow yourself to accomplish all your goals that you want to accomplish, allow yourself to receive the blessings that God put in front of your face and stop thinking that it's not for you when it is, because you deserve whatever you want in life. You deserve to be happy. Who said? that you cannot live a happy life and have all the things you want. Who said you can't be rich? Who said you gotta be poor? You have that mindset, then that's what it will be. But you can speak everything you want into life. Put in the work. Put in the work and get out of your own way.
You don't understand. What you speak, you can speak anything into life. So that's positive and negative. So that's why you have to be really mindful on how you speak and think of different things of that aspect. And we have this fear of the unknown at times. But what if? That's what I say to myself a lot. What if it actually works out? What if everything just goes the way that, God plans? And sometimes we have to trust his process. Like, we be having our own plans about things in our life. And he will definitely make us laugh at our plans, because he's been making me laugh at his plans a lot lately.
Want to hear God laugh? Tell him your plan.
All right.
Tell him your plan.
Got something else in store. Right. So
well,
I enjoyed you. Thank you for holding it down with me. And thank you for allowing Jamila to raise us, I guess. She's raising us. So I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have it. So
yeah, Lula Bernice Smith raised me, honey.
That's Lula Jr. Okay, so everyone have a blessed evening, and I hope everyone have a blessed week. Do something new. Do something that you've never done before. Just do something new for yourself. And have a great week.
Good night. Peace.
What's up?